Hey guys, we're playing some blue-black zombies in Pauper. We get to go first this time. One lander. I think we gotta ship this one back. Alright, this isn't too bad. We'll keep this one. Especially with the scry. Opponent goes down to 6. So that's good. Ghoul Caller's Chance. Well, it's not a terrible draw, but I don't think it's what we're looking for. Our opponent has to be playing like exactly removal, or it's kind of a dead card for a while. We'll go with Dismal Backwater, pass the turn. We may just start with a Highborn Ghoul. Since we don't have anything with Delve, then I think the Highborn Ghoul is the best route. Looks like our opponent is playing removal, so probably should have kept the Ghoul Caller's Chant. Oh, well, look at that. We get a Ghoul Caller's Chant anyway. Let's go with the... Let's see. I guess I want to go with the Highborn Ghoul. Both of these creatures are pretty much going to be the same. Since he's playing black, then he's going to have plenty of blockers. So my Intimidate's not going to be as useful as it usually is. Ooh, the new guy. This is a 2-drop 1/1. When he comes into play, you lose a life and draw a card. It's kind of like Friction Rager, except a little smaller. And he can block, of course. But I think I'm going to go ahead and attack. I mean, he's got to block at some point, and I have Ghoul Crawler's Chant, and also I have Stitch Drake, so if he kills it, then I'll get to play the Drake next turn. Yep, he blocks, and that's fine. I'm not too concerned about it. So let's play our Screeching guy. And Dismal Backwater. Pass the turn. Let's see what we milled here. A Highborn Ghoul and a Stitched Drake. Alright. Well, that's fuel for our Ghoul Caller's Chant. I will most likely... Oh, there's a Friction Rager. I'll most likely exile the Highborn Ghoul for my Stitch Drake because Highborn Ghoul isn't that useful in this matchup. I think I will attack here. If he doesn't block, then my Stitch Drake can block his Rager. Unless he has, I mean, I'm sure he has a bunch of removal spells. He probably has at least 2 in his hand at the moment and just isn't using them because the creatures aren't really that threatening. But the Stitch Drake is pretty threatening. When it's his turn, I'm sure he's going to use a removal spell for it. I guess I would be very surprised if he didn't. Alright, let's get in there, see if he blocks. Yep. That's fine. The more creatures in my graveyard, I mean, is fine. Blue, blue, black, Stitch Drake. Let's get rid of a Highborn Ghoul. Pass the turn. I'm really sensing a Edict effect here. Chainer's Edict, I would say. If I had to guess. Mind Wrench. Oh man, that kind of sucks, doesn't it? I guess we'll get rid of the Tragic Slips. I kind of like my Ghoul Caller's Chant. Hopefully he doesn't have another discard spell. Oh, that makes me really sad, you guys. That makes me really sad. Man. Swamp. I think I'm going to hold on to the Swamp. Because most of my spells are 3 drops or less. And I want him to use his discard spells. So I'm just going to hold on to the Swamp. And he really wrecked our hand. We had a pretty good hand too. Losing the Tragic Slips wasn't that bad. Losing the Ghoul Caller's Chant, though, that really sucked. Liliana's Shade. When it enters the battlefield, you may search for a swamp, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Alright. He played the swamp. And passes a turn. Stitched Drake. That's a good one. This doesn't have flying, so let's go ahead and attack. Because we have flying. He doesn't block, of course, because he can't fly. I guess what I should say, he doesn't use any kind of instant spells. Alright, let's play the Stitch Drake here. Exile the Highborn Ghoul. It's probably the least useful. He cycles a Baronmoor. I guess I'll go ahead and play the Swamp. It's whatever. I'm pretty sure any spell I draw, I'm going to play that turn, so... There's another Dusk Legion Zealot. He draws another card. We got him on a 2-turn clock here. I'm expecting removal spells very soon. He attacks with the 1/1. You know what? I'm going to let that go through. I don't want to risk my dragon dying. Yep. He's going to use Oubliette now. Is that why he didn't pump all the way? Oh, cycle of Baronmoor. Okay. Back over to us. Nameless Inversion. That's an instant cast. Oh, by the way, if you build this deck, you can use Ghoul Caller's Chant to get back Nameless Inversion because it counts as a zombie. So that's pretty neat. Let's go ahead and attack here. We're going to attack with both. Now, this thing, since it can pump, it's a valid threat. Because he can go up to a 7/7. So I'm going to use Nameless Inversion, and I'm going to do it on my turn so that he can't pump in response. Well, he can, but he'll still get -3, so let's kill that, because it is a little bit scary. So he pumps, pumps again, so it's a 3/3, and it still dies. I got a little worried there. I thought maybe I miscalculated or something. Gary, alright. He goes up 3 life. Gets in for 1. What do we get? Anything but a land. Ghoul Caller's Chant would be really nice. That's not bad. That's not terrible. Let's go ahead and attack. Armored Scab's a 1/4 for 3. Whenever he comes in the battlefield, I mill the top 4. Which is a good thing for me. Getting there for 6. Put the opponent down to 2. And then we're going to go ahead and play our armored guy here for blocking. Mill 4. Let's see what we mill out. Highborn Ghoul, 2 and 3 lands. Awesome. That's pretty good. We milled out quite a bit of dead cards, honestly. There's another Gary. Goes up to 7. He can't attack with the Zealot this turn. Alright, what do we get? Anything but a land. That is pretty good. Pretty good. Let's see. If you take a look here, opponent loses a life equal to the number of zombies on the battlefield. Guess what Gary is? He's a zombie. Let's go ahead and attack in the air here. Just in case he does some kind of crazy shenanigan to stop the gem bomb polluter, I'm going to go ahead and attack as I normally would. Okay, let's go ahead and... Should I even reveal the gem bomb polluter? I can cycle at instant speed. You know what? I'm not going to reveal it, because I don't want my opponent to have more information if I'm going to win anyway. Now, if he does something crazy here, if he tries to cast another Gary or something like that, then I'll cycle. Awesome. So we win game 1 without having to reveal our gem bomb polluter. Go on to sideboarding. Well, definitely not Doomblade, that's for sure. What do we want to bring in? What do we want to take out? I think Tragic Slip isn't very good. Highborn Ghoul isn't very good either, but I don't really want to go down too many creatures, do I? Maybe I could just make Vile Rebirth decent here for like a Chainer's Edict. Let's exile a creature card, though. I think Chainer's Edict is good. We'll bring that in. Highborn Gold just isn't very good in this matchup, is it? I think Vile Rebirth is pretty good, though, because it stops Chainer's Edicts. Duress is pretty good, too. I think I like that. This isn't terrible. Maybe I could keep Tragic Slip over... no, I think I like this. Yeah, I think this is fine. Vile Rebirth is pretty good against Chainer's Edict, though. It sucks that... Actually, no, it's not, because it has to be a creature spell. What was I thinking of? I think I'm thinking of Beck and Apparition. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Oh well, it's still fine, though, because my opponent plays a bunch of creatures. This hand... Since our opponent plays like kind of a slow deck, it's not terrible. Turn 1 Duress, a removal spell. Can't even cast Headless Guy until I mill. This hand's not that great, but it's got lands. This is just barely keepable. Just barely. But we'll do it. Do I want to turn 1 Duress or turn 1 Dismal Backwater? I think Dismal Backwater. I don't think my opponent's going to be playing any non-creature spells on turn 1 that I'm really going to care about. Or, I mean, turn 2. Most of his, like, non-creature, non-land spells are going to be removal spells. So, I think I'm good with playing the Backwater first here. Really wanted to draw a creature, not a Guild Gate. Let me know if you think I should have mulliganed there. I probably should have. I think the opening hand can be mulliganed pretty aggressively because of the scry. Back over to us. Okay, do we want to Duress and Guildgate? Or do we want to untap land and nameless inversion this? I don't think we need a nameless inversion the 1/1. I think I'd much rather just Duress here. Take a look at our opening hand, or our opponent's opening hand, see what's going on, see what his plan is. That's actually an extremely good hit. I'm very happy I hit that. Let's play the Guildgate, pass the turn. He does have Bojuka Bog, so Bojuka Bog is pretty bad. He's got 2 Chittering Rats. That sucks. There's a Chittering Rats, which isn't, like, terrible. But next turn I am going to play the Armored Scab for blocking. He may play the Bajuka Bog, but it's fine. We got to make him do it at some point. So we milled Stitch Drake, Polluter, Nameless Inversion, Swamp. He did use the Bajuka Bog. I was kind of hoping he wouldn't, because I have Ghoul Caller's Chant. So that's really unfortunate that he decided to go ahead with that. And there's the other Chittering Rats. So he's got a Swamp and a Gary and one unknown card. I'm actually really sad he played the Bajuka Bog. My graveyard is completely empty now. Well, what do we want to do? Suppose we'll just play the Swamp. Pass the turn. Yeah. Okay. Opponent plays the Swamp. Now all we know is the Gary now. There's the Gary. So our opponent is drawing really well, and we are not. We could have used the Nameless Inversion to stop him from 2. Yeah, I probably should have. We'll go like this, and then I'm going to Nameless Inversion here. Probably should have done that before the Gary. Okay. Unfortunately, the Headless guy doesn't work with the Nameless Inversion. We can test it out though. Yep, it doesn't let me, because it's even though it does have Shapeshifter, it's not a creature card, so it doesn't work. I don't really want to use Ghoul Caller's Chant just to get one creature back, or just to get the Nameless Inversion back. The Bajuka Bog has really set me back a lot, because I could have been playing both of these Headless guys if not. Goes to combat. Yep, I figured that's what he was gonna do. Let's go ahead and block here, I suppose. Kind of wish I had some more creatures in my graveyard. Having 3/6 creatures would be really nice. I think it all boils down to me keeping that opening 7. I probably should have went to 6. It's just hard to turn away from a hand that has lands and spells, you know. Stitched Drake. That's not very good. Maybe I need to get back the Nameless Inversion. Man, this is sad. Why can't I click on this? I'm in my main phase. Why can't I click on the spell here? I don't understand. Let's go to my main phase 2, I suppose. I know for a fact, 100%, you can get the Nameless Inversion back, but for some reason it's not letting me click on my spell. I don't understand why it's not. That's really aggravating. It should at least let me attempt to cast it. I don't understand why it's not letting me. Well, that's frustrating. It's not letting me cast anything. Now I take 6. There, you see, now I can. Now I can cast. The armor doesn't say I can't cast spells or something. Well, I think I need to play the headless guy in duress. Am I just dead? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I'm not just dead. I need to go blue, blue, blue. Headless guy. Exile the scab. Duress. Did this in a backwards order. Get rid of that tendrils. He comes in tapped. I'm dead. I should have played the Drake. Honestly, I don't think it would have mattered. Even if I did play the Drake, I would have been dead. But we kept a bad opening hand. I should have mulliganed that opening hand, so our opponent did very well as well. But I think I like the way my deck is. I'm not so sure about the Vile Rebirth, though. Maybe Tragic Slip's better. Yeah, let's bring in the Tragic Slip over the Rebirth. It was better when I was thinking of Beckon Apparition, and I could use that to get rid of the Chainer's Edict. But since it requires a creature spell, it's not as good as I thought it was for this matchup, I don't think. We get to go first. This hand is keepable. We're going to turn 1 Guildgate, turn 2 Duress and Guildgate, turn 3... I'm not sure. Shepherd of Rot or Screeching Scab. I'm not sure what I want to use here. Swamp. So, Duress and Guildgate or Swamp and a creature. I think I want to play Duress before I play Shepherd. Actually, I think I want to play Duress before I play anything. Let's just do that. Duress first. Get rid of the tendrils. He's got a Chittering Rats, Gary, and Bajuka Bog. That's unfortunate. Let's play Guildgate. Pass the turn. Getting rid of the tendrils is pretty good, though. Played a Swamp. Duress. I don't know if I want to use Duress. Well, let's go. Let's see. I guess I could go with Screeching Scab. Try to provoke him to use his Bajuka Bog. I don't think I want to play the Duress. I think I'm going to save it. But we milled out a Shepherd of Rot and a Guildgate. I kind of want him to use the Bajuka Bog here, but I doubt he will. I don't think he would miss a land drop to not play it, so I think he's going to play the Swamp here. Nope, he played the Bajuka Bog. Okay. And he passes a turn. Armored Scab. Well, I think I kind of want to go Shepherd of Rot and Duress now. Let's attack. He's got 2 new cards. I bet one of them is a instant or a sorcery. Yeah, let's do this. We whiffed. Alright. And blue, black. He doesn't have any removal spells. Play Shepherd of Rot. Pass the turn. Yeah, I probably should have waited a little bit longer, but I don't want to lose my Shepherd of Rot is the thing. Because this guy's going to do so much damage if he lives. Like next turn, I'll do 3 to him, plus 4/5 with the Screeching guy. There's a Chittering Rats. Yep. Okay. No creatures in our graveyard. But I think I'm going to... Let's see what I draw first. Armored Scab. We knew he was going to draw that. That was silly of me. We knew that. I could attack. He blocks. But at this moment, I don't need a creature in my graveyard. I guess Nameless Inversion would get it back, and I'd get creatures. I'd mill more. I think I want to play Armored Scab first. Kind of want to play Armored Scab here. Yeah, let's do it. Blue, blue, this, mill a bunch, Headless Guy, and Stitched Drake. Alright. Do I attack here? I don't think so. Let's see. If I attack and he blocks and my Screeching Scab dies, then next turn I can get back one of these two creatures. Yeah, we're going to attack here, because if this dies, then it's going to be good for us. Because when I use Nameless Invert, or when I use Ghoulcaller's Chant later, it's going to be better. All right. Well, he doesn't block. Back over to him. Plays a Swamp. He's got a Gary and a Swamp in his hand. He plays the Gary. Oh, okay. Actually, turn off yield. I don't want to auto yield to that because I might use something in response later. But he takes extra damage because of the Gary. So do we, but that's fine. Next turn, if he attacks with the Gary, I can block with the Armored Guy, and then Nameless Inversion the Gary. Let's go ahead and lose 4 piece. It's Gem Palm Polluter that puts us in the lead. Like, the Shepherd hits us both, but the Gem Palm Polluter does the work here. We're going to go ahead and use Gem Palm Polluter here, because I want to be able to draw. Always yes, always yield. He's going to take 4 here. It's pretty good. What do we draw? Dismal Backwater. Okay. Let's play it. We're not doing the Nameless Inversion trick this turn. We'll go ahead and pass the turn here. We want Ghoulcaller's Chant back. We do not want him to get rid of our graveyard. He uses Sign in Blood. That's kind of risky. Plays this last Swamp that we know of. So we don't know any of the cards in his hand. He's probably going to attack with both of these. Nope. We're going to use our Shepherd here. We each take 4. He probably has Tendrils and is laughing at how silly I am for hitting us both. We get a Swamp. That's unfortunate. Let's see. If I attack, he has to block or he dies. Play the Dismal Backwater, gain a life. I think we're just going to pass the turn here. If we can use Shepherd of Rot on his turn and then it come back to us, then we can just win. So he has to do something really big here. Probably like a Tendrils. Tendrils would be really bad for us. There's the Tendrils. So how do we want to play this? Do I want to use Shepherd before? If I use Shepherd, I take 4, I go to 6. He attacks with both. I think I can safely use Shepherd here, because then he still dies next turn, and I don't die this turn. Alright, he's at 2. And he goes back up to 7. I need Nameless Inversion. Oh, he plays a Gary. That sucks a lot. Okay, I guess we'll have to kill the Chittering Rats here. Didn't want to do it this way, but looks like we have to survive. We almost had it. We drew a lot of lands. We didn't draw very well at all, unfortunately. We have to block or we die. Okay, what do we get? Where's all of our Ghoul Caller's chance at? That's what we needed. We needed that a few turns back, and we could have had this. Stitched Drake is not terrible. Let's get rid of Armored Scab. Let's get rid of Screeching Scab here. And we'll pass the turn. We're not just dead yet, but there's a lot of cards you could draw. Oh, darn it. I forgot about Chittering Rats. I really forgot about Chittering Rats. That really sucks. I should have played the land. I gave him good value when I didn't have to. And that's the game. That's the game, because he'll attack with both of his Garys. Yep. He's up to 17. Well, it was a close one, but that's fine. We didn't make it, unfortunately. But thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. There's our Ghoul Caller's chant. I wish we could have got that about 5 turns ago. Have a great day, guys.